channel. I'm Lauren, creative director and co-founder of Truth Intuitions with Chris and Erica. I'm coming to you guys from DC, but these are our last days here. I'm so excited to join Chris and Erica in person, reunite with my homies, but I'm also pretty stressed. My husband and I have been taking time out for ourselves, staying grounded, taking time out as a couple and as individuals, very important. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about today is a tool that I have been using to stay high vibrational, to stay on track with my creative goals and my moving goals and all the goals that I have right now. That is my Instagram timeline. Yes, believe it or not, my Instagram timeline has been keeping me grounded, keeping me motivated, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about how you can do the same thing for yourselves, how you can curate a timeline experience that helps you stay motivated and inspired and keeps you wanting to jump back into your life and not just scrolling for days, getting jealous, getting angry, getting frustrated. Right now, my timeline is a reflection of my biggest goals, the move to California and reawakening and opening up my creativity so that I can draw more, create more, and let my ideas flow more and start to honor my creative self. So those are my two main focuses right now. And then my other interests, wellness, yoga, are also represented on my timeline. So I've got a flood of images coming to me on a daily basis whenever I choose to check in that are reminding me basically of my entire vision board. First, figure out what you want your timeline to be. What are your goals? Do you have a vision board? Let's start there. Your timeline should definitely be a reflection of your vision board. That's the easiest way to put it. If you're the kind of person who checks your timeline, without even noticing, without even being aware of it, then first I want you to start to try to be aware of it, because you want to know how much time you're spending on social media, on your phone, and checking out of the world. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of what you're actually scrolling through. Your mind is definitely picking up on these images, trying to process it. You may be calling things into your life that you don't necessarily want. Negative energy, goals that don't align with your own, or beliefs that keep you in the same place and don't allow you to transform and to grow into the person that you're meant to be. You want your timeline to be inspiring, to be motivating, so that when you are scrolling without thinking, you are subconsciously motivating yourself and inspiring yourself. So this is just a very simple little trick that you can do for your mind to help yourself get where you need to go mentally. Your timeline should reflect what you desire in life. It should bring you joy. It should connect you with like-minded people. So there's enough people on Instagram at this point for you to find your niche, your soul family, whoever it is that you are meant to connect with. Your timeline should reflect your values, your interests, your ideas, your beliefs, and it should also reflect the person that you are growing into, the goals that you are setting for yourself, because it's going to be something that subconsciously reinforces these images and these ideas into your mind. So especially if you are trying to work on changing your mindset, working on new routines, welcoming new ideas, Instagram is going to be a great tool. It can be a way to take a break, but also feed your mind and nourish your soul at the same time. Your timeline should definitely be a reminder that you are a creator, that you have something to offer to the world. So if your timeline is making you anxious or fearful or any of these things, then you're not using it in the best way possible. If you're scrolling through Instagram and you're getting frustrated, you find yourself cussing at your phone, or if there are specific people that post and irritate you all the time, well, why are you following them? Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for having to unfollow them so that you can clean up your timeline. This is something that you are feeding yourself. Information, content that you are allowing your brain to absorb. You want to police that as much as possible and make sure that you are absorbing positive vibes, especially through social media. So when you're ready to clean up your timeline, first you want to know what your interests are. And this can be kind of a loaded question. A lot of people aren't really hyper aware of the things that they want in life. And that's kind of tough and that's kind of sad. So I want you to take out a pen and paper and start a mind map. I want you to write down all of the things that you're interested in and be honest about this. You don't have to share this with anyone. This is your personal business. This is all about feeding yourself and feeding your brain. So this is a self-love activity. I definitely 100% would file this under self-love. In the book, The Artist's Way, the book that I'm going through to do my 12-step program to reawaken my artist self. One of the journal prompts in that book is to list down 5 different things that you would do if you had 5 different lifetimes to do them. Just from doing my own mind maps, I knew when I saw this question that I would have more than 5 things, 5 answers to this question. So I'm going to ask you this question. If you had 5 different lifetimes to do 5 different things, what would those 5 things be? And then obviously the next next question is going to be, how can you start to do 2 of those things this week? So I'm going to transform that question into, how can you start following people in these 5 areas right now? Get on Instagram, look up some hashtags that relate to these 5 things that you wrote down, or 10 or 20 things. But get on Instagram, take your interest over there into the hashtags, and start finding pages that are posting in alignment with your interest. That is how you start to curate your timeline. Make sure you're interacting with these new pages that you're following so that they will actually stay on your timeline, because the Instagram algorithm is a bitch. So make sure you're interacting with these pages. Go on there, scroll through, like, open up the images, spend some time there. And then once you start following these accounts, there will be an obvious gap in your timeline of quality of content. So unfollow the people that are posting, things that are making you feel negative emotions, and pay way more attention to your curated timeline, making you want to go out there and find some joy. Drawing out a mind map of your interests is kind of a stream of consciousness activity. It's something that you don't want to block the flow of. So once you start, just write down everything, then you can address the whole thing when you're done. So right now, my interests cover a pretty wide range. I follow all kinds of creatives. I love following and finding new illustrators, especially feminist illustrators who are drawing females and the female body and hairy legs and all this kind of things. It makes me feel good about being a woman. I follow a lot of female illustrators, hand letterers, graphic designers, photographers, interior designers. I follow a lot of different creatives because my creative interests are just kind of exploding right now because of this 12-step program that I'm doing. I also follow people in wellness, yoga, nutritionists. I follow Tracee Ellis Ross, who is someone that gives me such good vibes on a daily basis. I love her posts, you guys. She makes me excited to age, to grow old, to get older, wiser, more beautiful, travel more. Oh my God, I get so much from her posts, I swear. So these are the kinds of follows that I want you to start considering. Not specifically Tracee Ellis Ross, but people who just make you, love life, want to live it, want to achieve more. I also follow accounts that help me heal specific things. Right now, I am in a place in my life. I'm 31. My husband and I talk about kids all the time. Very open, very candid conversation. I want him to feel like he can express himself, whether or not he's ready or not, and I want to feel like I can express myself, whether or not I'm ready. So we talk about it all the time, very open. I'm very grateful for the way that we have these conversations. I also used to have a disruptive fear of childbirth. And my mom had a pretty rough time birthing me. She was in labor for almost 3 days. That has been the story that has been playing over in my mind over and over and over again, along with other birthing stories that, if you have looked into birthing stories, they're not all great. They're not all smooth, right? And then the statistics going on right now with Black women having babies and just being neglected by the healthcare system and their doctors. It's a little scary. It's a lot of scary. I'm downplaying it. It is terrifying. I actually started following doulas on Instagram. I follow a crap ton of doulas at this point, and people who specifically post content to help heal the narrative around birth. So that has helped me go from it being a paralyzing fear to, of course, I can have children and have a beautiful experience as long as I understand the energy that needs to be worked with here. So that's one example of how you can use your timeline not just to keep your vibrations high, but also to help you heal from specific things. So if you are healing from parental issues, you can find some therapists who are specifically posting content to help people heal through parental issues. There are all kinds of healers now turning to Instagram to help spread healing messages in specific niches. So whatever it is you need to heal from, I can guarantee you there's a hashtag for it. There are a bunch of Instagram accounts dedicated to making you feel good about whatever it is that you've gone through. Use Instagram as a tool to help you heal things, address these things. So along with a mind map to figure out what you're interested in, make a mind map to figure out what you want to heal and how you can use Instagram to start doing that. Jot down all of the things that you definitely want to heal from, and this is going to be a stream of consciousness activity too, something that's going to require a deep connection with yourself, some serious honesty, and no one else around you while you do this so that you can have some solitude. So that's all I have for today. I hope that you guys immediately turn to your Instagram timelines and start cleaning those things up so you can be more high vibe and just feel good every time you tap into that source. So thank you for joining me on this Wednesday. Bye, Vibers.